Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Grave Matters. I am Creepy Clown Girl. Alongside of me tonight is the Sleeping Wendigo and Filia Noctis. Unfortunately, our previous guest, Sir Nightmare, isn't here, so filling in for him is PhoenixFire. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
So, PhoenixFire, you've changed your job title today.
My job title.
Yeah.
Yes, you've gone from host to guest. Surprise!
Anything for you guys. Anything for the stream. Before we get started here, I would like to announce and say hello, chat, and a big special thank you to Inner Scare Sleep and Inner Scare Wifey. Thank you all so much for joining this live stream. We appreciate you being here.
Yes, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, absolutely.
And then of course you've got Dark Little Voices. Jesus Christ. Everyone run, hide, he's here. Yeah. Be careful what you say. It's DLV.
Hi, DLV.
And another guest is my Christine.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Pimp
Hello.
Demon.
See who all is in chat.
I'm doing well.
Well, I think we named everyone in chat because I don't see no one new.
And hello, Dark Horse Tales.
Hi, DHT.
Oh, hello, Dark Horse Tales.
So, before we get started, we have an announcement. Everyone, please congratulate Furberries on reaching 1K subscribers. So, congratulations to him.
You scared me there for a second. You said you have an announcement, and I'm thinking, oh God, don't tell me I'm pregnant.
Dark Little Voices is going to harass me the whole time. Oh God, he already said I got a demotion. Now he's going to harass me.
He doesn't know that we pay the guests better than the hosts.
After everything I've done for you, DLV, how dare you?
This is going to be interesting.
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and
there's
the
one other thing that I want
Nevermore Collective. Hello. Sorry.
Hi, Raven.
Yes, Raven, the man behind the yellow stripe. We have someone that is listening but is not able to type right now, and he's a very dear friend of mine from high school. His name is Corey Carver, and he's driving across Interstate 40 up in the mountains. So everybody say hi to Corey.
Hello, Corey. Thank you for being here.
Please be careful.
Yes.
Yes.
You be careful while driving. It's not Raven, it's Midnight. Whoever said it was Raven in there.
Midnight is behind the yellow tape. Yes,
Jesus
Midnight
Christ.
is behind the yellow tape.
Sorry.
Tonight. So everyone give a round of applause. Hype him up in the chat.
Yeah.
The man behind the yellow line tonight is Midnight Reason.
We would not be able to do this without Midnight. So Midnight, we appreciate you.
Cece, I know you're from Arizona, so you'll get this. My friend Corey lives in Seligman.
Oh, wow. I used to live in Seligman. Many
he said thank you all, and he's home now.
Awesome.
Well, I knew you lived in Ash Fork. I didn't know you lived in Seligman, too.
Yes, I lived in Seligman, Ash Fork, Flagstaff. Yep.
All over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're just a little Arizona slut moving around, aren't you?
Well, yeah.
You're like a butterfly, flitting from flower to flower.
Well, my mom always said that song, "Why Flowers Don't Care Where They Grow," reminds me and my sister. So
there you go. Okay, so we've got all of our hellos done, and everybody's checked to make sure that we didn't leave anybody out.
I think that we got everyone in the chat so far.
Yep, looks like it. All right then.
Okay.
So like you guys have figured out, obviously, our regularly scheduled guest was unable to appear. So we were going to interview Phoenix Fire a long time ago, and we just never managed to get to it. So,
Deja vu.
so we're just going to do it now.
Hell, DLV. He says everyone except Phoenix. Cough, cough.
DLV, if you keep it up, you're going to be on the show with him.
Yep.
Don't bring him on here. I'll quit. No, DLV, stay where you are.
Come on, DLV.
Dark Little Voices is fun to interview.
Phoenix, tell them where the money is. I will as soon as the check clears.
Speaking of DLV, they will be our guest next week.
Oh,
So
I
be sure to
can't
tune in.
wait. Ooh, DLV, everything you say to me tonight's coming back tenfold next week. I can't wait.
Hey, this is not a battle royale. Play nice, boys.
He's a brother to me. That's what brothers do. We pick on each other.
Right. That's why I'm telling you, this is not WrestleMania. It's not a battle royale. Stay in the corners. I don't want you breaking anything in here.
Fine.
Children, y'all can go back to the sandbox later.
Sandbox.
Right?
Ugh.
Just keep your damn hands off my damn sandcastle.
I'll go back to my burning nest. I'm good.
Okay, so let's get this started. Y'all ready? But yeah, okay. Is everybody ready to behave themselves and continue on? Okay. So, Phoenix, how did you come up with your name and your channel? How did that all come to be?
Well, let me give a very quick, without being long-winded, backstory. I actually did not want to be a narrator at first. I actually tried my hand at trying to break into the voiceover world. And as many know, becoming a voice artist is, oh my God, it's harder than purchasing a house or purchasing a car. There are so many rules and oh my God, it's insane. I'm at a loss for words there. So I've been told my entire life that I should be a voice on a radio. So I had a friend come to me one day and they were like, hey, do you like audiobooks or narrations? I was like, yeah. They were like, you should give that a shot. Well, I didn't have any help doing this. So I went out and got a computer, got a microphone, and discovered the beautiful, beautiful software called Audacity and started looking up stories. Someone said, check out Reddit. So I checked out Reddit and just started narrating stories and contacting authors like, hey, I narrated this for you. And most of them would come back like, did you get permission for me? Take that down.
Oh, yeah.
I finally started asking permission and boom, there it is. And I say this until my last dying breath. There was a specific author that I got a hold of. Not a hold of, but I got a hold of the story and I narrated it and turned it into them. And they were blown away by what I did with it and told me that I have a future in this. And here I am. And that credit goes to someone who's in the chat, Dark Little Voices. I did a story by Shade called She's Something Else. And they were like, wow, please keep going. And my name came from me being fascinated with the mythological creature Phoenix, and I love just the story of how it's a strong, mighty being, but unfortunately it does wear down and then it dies, and in order for it to become stronger and better, it must die and, you know, rise itself from the ashes. So I was like, that's my life. So here we go. There you are.
Wow. Cool. I understand the whole symbology thing. of
Inner Scare
wearing
says,
yourself
I
down
can't
and then
believe you.
being reborn.
Inner Scare says, I can't believe you have the audacity to promote that software, Phoenix. It's where we all start, Inner Scare. Come on.
It is. I still use Audacity.
I do too.
Apparently, I'm the odd one out and didn't start with that software.
Really?
Well,
Audacity is. Go ahead.
I started with my darn phone camera and still use my phone camera.
I'll have to start somewhere. I wanted to have a microphone because I'd already bought it for voiceover. I was doing audition after audition after audition, and I kept getting told, no, there's too much reverbance. No, your microphone sounds like crap. No. And I was like, oh, this is so sad. And then I started narrating, and everyone was like, whoa, dude, your voice. And I was like, oh, okay, I've got something here.
Yeah. Well, I think part of it is now we're used to hearing the reverb and stuff in your voice.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, no, it was the reverb in my room. They started hearing the echo, and they're like, no, you don't have echo in your room. You need a quiet space. Yeah. And at the time, I was living in an apartment that had hardwood floors, bare walls. I mean, I didn't know anything. I'm self-taught, and there was nothing on YouTube to teach me. And then I met. It was DLV, actually. I'm going to continue to reference DLV because him and his wife were just amazing. And they were like, dude, no, you've got to be in a quiet environment. And then I started looking up videos about how to dampen your room so my microphone would sound better. And here I am. Now I have a full studio in my home. So
cool. I started with blankets tacked up on the walls.
Yeah, I did that. I actually went out and bought moving blankets. It's where it said to start, and I did that. But unbeknownst to me, you also need a rug because sound bounces off every single surface you can think of.
It does. It does.
Inner Scare.
And you need it behind you, too.
Phoenix, my wife says you need to be the voice of God in a bubble audiobook. I don't know about the voice of God, but okay. Pimp Demon, to answer your question, I know they're trying to do the interview here. Pimp Demon, Audacity is a free open source software. You can get online, type in Audacity in Google, it'll pop up, and it's called a DAW, a digital audio workspace. What Audacity allows you to do is record your voice into its software, and then you can edit your voice, and you can use it. If you're a singer, you can use it for singing. If you do voiceover, if you do narrations, you can do all kinds of stuff in Audacity. So all it is a software that allows you to record your voice. I hope that helps. Oh, Inner Scare said Bible, not bubble. A Bible audiobook. No, thank you.
No, those take so long to do.
Yeah, not even that.
They get a little preachy.
The Bible is a horror story by itself. I don't have time for that.
Sure, it's a really, really long one.
Moving right along.
Yeah.
Right along.
So, Phoenix, since starting your channel and where it is now, where do you see it going?
Well, wow, that came out of nowhere. I am hoping.
In the list of questions.
The PhoenixFire narrations channel, I don't like to call it my channel, as far as I call it everyone's channel. I'm just the voice behind this microphone. I don't want to be one of those content creators that gets big-headed and says my, because nobody would be where they're at if it weren't for their subscribers and listeners. So I say it is their channel. I just voice the content, and I do what the audience likes to hear. And when I first got started, of course, I didn't know how to market myself, or I didn't know how to put myself out there until everyone was like, have you heard of Twitter? I was like, oh, I hate twatter, blah, 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 blah. That's what I call it, twatter.
Yeah.
And once I found it, everyone was like, oh, yeah, you're here. And I started promoting, and all of a sudden my sub count went up, and I was like, oh, wow. So where I see my channel going, it's grown over the past month. I don't know if you guys know, I'm about 10 subs away from 500, and it's blown my mind. It has blown my mind. And all I like to do is read horror stories. And the reason my channel was created is because we all live stressful lives. And I want people to be able to go over to a channel and just take 5, 10, 15, 30, however long the video is, and just escape just for that long and listen to a horror story and just forget their problems, you know? Mm-hmm. And I see my channel growing, I hope, and becoming bigger. I hope a lot more people end up listening to it. That way they have somewhere to come and relax. I love people, and I love creating the content for those people.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Couple friends just popped in. We've got Derringer in the chat.
Hey, Derringer.
Hello, Derringer.
And Dice Roland.
Dice, hi. Oh my God, it's so great to see you.
We also
I know it's been a minute. Okay. Oh, did I? I thought I said Josie.
No, you only said Derringer and Dice.
Okay. Oh, well, it was in my head to say it.
Well, nobody has yet. I check Dice Roland's channel out. It's amazing.
Yes. If you have never checked Dice Roland's out. Dice Roland.
Josie said Phoenix voice is like a big hug from an old friend. Well, Josie, if it helps, I'm sending you a big hug. There you go.
How have you been, Dice? So, Phoenix.
Yes.
Brain, connect the dots. Do you have any good advice or any advice for a new and upcoming narrator that can help them on their journey and growth?
Here's a shameless plug. I'm going to go ahead and put that out there. As many of you know, I made an announcement, I think it was last week, me and a really, really good, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how we met, but we just vibe well. And he's just been the best person anyone could ever ask for. The Grim Reaper's Nightmare. Go ahead and throw that out there. I get this question a lot. So instead of going on another rant, trying to answer that question, the Grim Reaper's Nightmare and I decided to start a joint channel entitled The Blazing Sickle. And what we're doing with this channel is we are creating myself. Okay, so remember when I said back when I didn't have any help starting narration? Okay, I get messages daily. Hey, your voice is awesome. Hey, how do I become this? Hey, make me a narrator. Hey, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I can't make you a narrator, but I can help point you in the right direction. So with that being said, he and I put our heads together and said, you know what? And at first we were going to do it on both of our channels, but I was like, I don't want that. I don't want that, you know, on my channel. I want that on a different one. So with that being said, the channel is going to be, I am creating a segment called How to Become a Narrator. It will be 10 segments long. And my advice to anyone starting narration is to go over and check those videos out, as I will be starting and breaking everything down from the bottom up, all the way from you must get over the fear of hating your own voice to begin practice reading to yourself in private or in front of people. And then I will take them step by step on how to start narrating on a budget, because of course nobody has thousands of dollars to go out and buy all the equipment necessary. Even if that means starting with using your phone, going out and buying a cheap mic, whatever the case may be, I will begin a segment called How to Become a Narrator and take you from point A to point Z, as they say in the UK, to point Z, and to help
That's a
get
great
people
idea.
started. Yeah, that's what I want to
Great
do.
idea.
And then Grim is going to do a segment on how to create thumbnails and how to become, or how to be creative and how to market yourself and things of that nature. So we decided to do that to help up and coming narrators.
That is fantastic. Awesome job.
Derringer says, what if I can't read? Can I still be a narrator? Derringer, I would say if you can't read, yes, you can still be a narrator. I would have someone read you the story and then maybe mimic what they're saying. I don't know. I know that was a joke, but that's my clap back to you.
I don't know, Derringer. You seem to be catching on to all of the stuff we do, so.
I love Derringer. He's awesome.
I do too.
Our resident.
So in true Derringer fashion, I believe this is one of his questions. If you had a hot dog stand with unlimited toppings in front of you, like any freaking thing you could imagine, what would you put on your hot dogs?
This is a question for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
My choice. I'm not a huge hot dog fan, but when I do eat hot dogs, everyone might find me weird, but all I want is chili, cheese, and mustard. That is it.
Well,
Okay.
to my own heart.
That is it. Everyone else, and no, I'm not knocking anyone, but people that eat sauerkraut and relish and onions, and I mean, good for you, but ugh, no, I just want the chili, cheese, and mustard. Okay. That's it.
So
do you eat and sour cream?
Do you eat mustard with regular chili, or only on hot dogs?
Just on hot dogs. But I am a mustard lover and literally eat mustard with everything. Derringer says he likes peanut butter and cranberries on his hot dog. Hey, to each their own.
Yeah. I don't think he's talking about that hot dog.
Yeah, he's probably talking about the other one.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
Interscare wants to know if Derringer's human. We don't know yet. We have not had that determined.
At this point, I'm starting to think of him as a what's the word I'm looking for? Sarcastic robot.
When I say I love mustard on everything, I eat mustard with my French fries. Sometimes I'll eat mustard with chips. Like I love mustard. I'm weird, but I even put mustard when I make tuna fish. I love mustard.
I add mustard when I make tuna fish. But
yeah, a lot of people see me doing that. And they're like, "You're not supposed to do that." And I'm like, "Are you making or eating this? Then go away."
Should we tell Derringer?
What?
Look at what Derringer goes, Raven in chat. Should we tell him?
Raven's not here.
Don't tell him? Okay.
There's no Raven here.
Yeah, Josie and I are vibing. Josie's my type of gal. We're vibing. Yes, I do love mustard. I'm so glad.
So,
dang it,
and as for Derringer, I think he's a sentient, not Furby, Tribble. He's a sentient Tribble.
Great. We got a Tribble from the original Star Trek and dated Star Trek The Next.
TNG.
Yep.
The voice says, yeah, the only one allowed to boss Phoenix about his food is his mom and me. No, dark little voices. You can dictate what your little voices can eat, but not me. I'd be afraid of what you make. Plus on top of that, you cannot top my mom's chicken and dumplings. I guarantee it.
If I lived near you, I would do a cook-off challenge with your mom. I've been told I make the best chicken and dumplings ever. It even pissed my grandma Ruby off.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's not good.
My mom knows how to throw down the kitchen. That's going to be a hell of a bake-off. I would love to film it. That'd be a great YouTube video.
Actually, it would be.
Remember,
Actually-
you got Mama Phoenix in the kitchen. She sets that shit on fire.
Oh, yeah. I can make a pretty good chicken and dumpling.
DLV goes, I would love to see that cook off.
My favorite meal in the world, and she knows that every birthday of mine that comes around, she makes me chicken and dumplings and makes me a strawberry cheesecake.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah. Oh,
Dice Roland says, LMAO, I'll throw Mom Roland into this cook-off.
there we go.
Derringer says, I too light my kitchen on fire when I cook.
I can honestly say I have never lit a kitchen on fire while cooking.
When I first started learning how to cook, I was self-taught. I was one of those people that stood back and watched, like my grandmother or, my mom or anyone that was in the kitchen. And if I saw them doing it and saw everything, as soon as I put my hands on it or they turned it over, I could cook. The very first thing, however, that I burned and actually caused a grease fire was hamburger, because I did not realize that you're not supposed to make hamburger on high heat in a cast iron skillet. So that
Now you learn not to do that. Now you know not to do that no more.
No, I'm a good cook. I'm a good cook now. I believe all men should know how to cook.
It's not even the fire that's so upsetting about what you just said. It's what you did to the cast iron skillet.
Right.
Yeah, and then my grandmother cussed me out because I washed it with soap and a scouring pad.
You did what?
Oh, God.
Yes, see, everyone. I'm
gonna have a heart attack.
She cussed me out for a week over that.
Oh, no.
She said, you know what? Just throw the whole damn skillet in the trash. You've ruined it.
Oh, Phoenix.
I could see that. But you can actually save them. Cast iron skillets are hard to actually kill. You can put them in a coma for a while, but they're hard to kill.
I saved it. I ended up, I wiped it clean, let it dry. Thankfully, I didn't break any of the black, whatever it's called, the seasoning on it. So I wiped it clean. I wiped it down with oil, turned the oven to 200, turned it upside down, and let it season for an hour. And I did that 2 or 3 times, and it was perfectly fine.
Oh,
you're so lucky.
I live in Kentucky. You know us out here. It's just cast iron skillets are life. If you don't make things in cast iron skillets, it's no good. That's just how they are here.
Oh, I love my grandma Ruby's cornbread that she made in a cast iron skillet and biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, pancake bread. Oh, that's what
the only way you make it.
Cornbread.
The other day, I made Mediterranean lamb, and that stuff was really good.
My God.
Well, gee, I'm hungry. Well, you guys take over this show. I'm gonna go.
Right? I'm getting a little hungry here too.
Right.
I was today years old when I learned how to season a skillet. That is only for cast iron skillets.
Inner scared. You were today years old when you learned how to season a skillet. Hit me up after the show, Inner Scare. Wifey, I will send you the instructions. It is easy as pie. So
only some pies are easy. Some pies are very difficult.
There are some times now let me take that back. There are some times I know they say you're never supposed to wash a cast iron skillet. I disagree with that. There are certain times you do have to wash it, but you have to season that cast iron immediately when you take soap to it. You have to season it.
If it's well seasoned, you can wash it real quickly and dry it real quickly.
Yes.
But that's usually when it's seasoned enough that nothing sticks to it.
Correct.
If you can scramble eggs in a cast iron skillet and have the skillet come out clean at the end, it's well seasoned. Yes.
Yeah, wipe it out, throw a little layer of oil on it, and put it in storage.
Wait for the next time.
Yep.
I also made some tacos using ground bison meat. That stuff was pretty good too.
That sounds good.
It really is. Bison is a lot different from beef. I can tell you that much, and it tastes really dang good.
Derringer says, I hate using them though, because getting the black stuff off takes a lot of scrubbing. Oh God, my heart. Oh, my soul.
I know, I just saw that and I went very quietly to myself. I'm like, what?
If your cast iron turns silver, you might as well throw it out. It's going to rust unless you reseason it real good.
Derringer.
Soak it in oil.
Derringer, I just got one bit of advice for you. Please, for the love of God, do not use a cast iron skillet.
Just get a nonstick pan. You'll be okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yes, Dice, you were correct. He just killed every Southerner soul that's in the chat on this. Yeah.
Not just Southerners that use cast iron.
Cast iron lovers. There we go.
He just killed all four of us in chat after that.
Yeah.
That's like, no. Why?
I think I got like
Midnight says this is awful. Cast iron. Midnight, we agree. Golly.
Oh,
okay,
God.
so yeah.
But if it rusts, you can make thermite, and thermite makes everyone warm.
But the thing is, you can. Have any of you heard about using, and this is still, of course, with it, and I'm ignoring the thermite thing. Using a square of chainmail. Has anybody heard of using chainmail to clean your skillets?
Chainmail.
Yeah,
I've
chainmail.
Never heard of that before.
No. New one.
It's my understanding that it works very well, but you do it dry. So it can help scrub off the food that may be stuck in it. And then you just wipe the pan out and put a little bit more oil in it. There's a lot of chainmail makers on TikTok and stuff. And most of them do know about making the squares for cast iron skillets.
Inner Scare says rust is good for those of us with iron deficiencies. Not that type of rust, Inner Scare. You might need a few tetanus shots after that, buddy.
Right? And that's how a lot of people back in, the Wild Wild West days and stuff got their iron, was eating from cast iron skillets.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So, I guess we've moved from hot dogs to cast iron skillets. What's next?
Back to your questions.
Nope, that was mine. Mine got us this far.
All right.
It's either Wendigo or Cece now.
So, let's see here. Phoenix, if you could have a collab with anybody, who would it be?
Oh God, that's so hard to answer. So my main goal when I became a narrator, anyone that I befriend, I don't care how small you are, how large you are on the YouTube platform, my goal would be to narrate with at least everyone at least one time. And my ultimate goal is to collab with every, how do I say this? Every language from around the world. I've already done collabs with Australians, New Zealanders, Americans, of course. I would absolutely love to do a collab with someone who's British, Irish, Scottish, South African, Russian, German.
Welsh.
I would just love, and Welsh. I would just love to narrate and collab with someone like that. That is my ultimate goal. I believe in inclusivity. So I would just love to do that. But my number one, I did want to narrate with Papa Scare. He's extremely busy, so it's so hard to get a hold of that man. One of which is in the chat now with Inner Scare, but we have one coming up, so I'm very, very happy about that. And Wendigo and I have not done one. Creepy Clown Girl and I have, and Philly, I haven't done one with you, but I would absolutely love to collab with anyone and everyone who wants to collab. But as I said, all walks of life.
Mm-hmm. I would actually like to do a collab at some point.
Yeah, that would be great.
That'd be very cool.
And yes, Midnight, I will be more than happy to collab with you. You're an awesome person. Yes. Hell yeah, let's make that happen. Inner Scare Wifey. I would love to do one in Spanish. Unfortunately, I don't know Spanish. Derringer, I'll collab with you too.
But
if you can't, if you can't, well, if he can't do much, maybe I can give him like 2 or 3 lines, or maybe you can be a monster, or you can be the one making the noises. I don't know. I'll find something for you to do. Who knows?
Ice Roland says that they're always up for a collab.
Hey, if anyone has my Twitter, please, by all means, DM me, and we will make it happen.
Derringer goes, like, no reading or voice or English or anything.
Fine.
Then how are you supposed to narrate?
Okay, so Derringer, if I find a story maybe where someone gets killed or they get hit by a car or something, maybe you can just be the one making the noises. There we go. At least you're included.
Oh, God. That's funny.
Hey, everyone, don't forget to
Wait till you
click
get old,
the like button.
I told Derringer to wait till he got old.
Say that one more time, Creepy.
Everyone, don't forget to hit the like button, as it helps the channel and the stream out.
Yeah, we've only got 6 thumbs ups right now, people.
Pimp, you do a Norwegian accent? Yes, please. Let's get together immediately.
Norwegian.
Oh,
Now, I know that the people from up there would know the difference between like Norwegian, Swedish, Finnish, but do they sound that different? Honestly, I mean, I know they can tell it apart.
I did not know that, Pimp Demon. I did not know you were Norwegian. I do now. The more you know. I would say I collab with dark little voices, but I don't know how that would sound. No, I'm kidding. we've collabed before. I've done his stories. I absolutely love Shade and his wife. I absolutely love them both.
I will tell you, Phoenix, when you do collab with me, that I am part Cherokee, so technically you'll be collabing with a Cherokee.
That would be. I'm part Cherokee too, so hey, let's do it.
Nice. I can speak a little bit of Cherokee, but I don't know much. Hoping to learn the language. Funny story without anyone getting offended here.
So I was speaking with 242. I told her, she asked me if I knew any other languages. I was like, not really. I know sign language. She goes, oh yeah, that would help on a collab. And I was like, hey, what if I went live, like on camera, and I could sign the story? That would be really cool for people who are hard of hearing. Of course, I could sign my story. That would be awesome.
Yeah, if you're willing to like put your face on.
Hey,
or you
know
could just
what?
do.
If it helps, I don't have to show my face. I can just show the hands.
Right.
True.
But there's also closed captioning.
There's that too. But if I ever get the chance to collab with someone who's hard of hearing and all they do is sign, that would be awesome too. As I said, no stone is left unturned.
I know some sign language as well.
I took 2.5 years of it.
42 is Canadian. I love 42. She's a sister of mine. I love her.
242. I actually convinced her to join the community before her very first video.
Oh, nice.
I pulled her in, glommed onto her, and said, "You are ours now. You will start narrating."
She is amazing. She is amazing.
She really is. She really is. So lay down.
The only thing I know in Cherokee is "Hello, how are you?" and it is "Shiyu Oshigrosu."
Yo,
that's-
Oshigroshu.
That is cool.
That is how you say "Hello, how are you?" in Cherokee.
Shio Oshigroshu. Cool.
That is cool.
All right. I know Creepy Clown Girl's got one of those off the wall questions.
Oh, you have no idea, Phoenix.
Oh, I do.
Let's see if I can remember how I go, question. Anyways, so Phoenix, you've been a bad boy. I mean, bad boy. So, you're now on death row. What'd you do to get on death row? What would your last meal be? And what would your method of execution?
Oh, how did I get on death row? Oh,
Could be something silly or serious.
oh God, I can't say what I'm really thinking. I ran over all of the protesters from January 6th. There you go. I took out all the people that caused the riot on the Capitol here in the United States. Death row. So, and what was the other two parts of the question?
What would your last meal be, and what would your
What would your method of execution be?
Last meal would happen to be garlic parmesan chicken wings and a tub of mint chocolate chip ice cream. And my method of execution, I don't know. You can't kill a phoenix. We always come back, but it'll have to be lethal injection. Just put me to sleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have we had someone go with that before?
I think one.
I mean, I definitely don't want to be put in the electric chair. Good God, no! Don't ruin my.
You probably wouldn't want to choose what I went with either.
Let me guess. The shooting range, hanging.
Nuclear bomb.
Good God! Not only you're killing yourself, how many other thousands of people are you killing?
That's his point. I think one of the funniest was we asked MD who entertainment came on, and she goes, popcorn kernels and the electric chair. So when they flip the switch. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's either lethal injection or the gas chamber, I guess. Just something other than electrocution or being hung.
Anybody want popcorn? It's a little on the human side, but it's got extra salt.
Jeez.
No? Okay.
I'm salty enough. I don't think anyone wants that popcorn. You'll be going to see your cardiologist in no time.
Oh God, I remember when I came up with that darn answer to that question. I'm like, everyone just decides to just kill themselves on this. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna take everyone with me.
What
Yeah.
sounds like?
Interscare says, I want electric chair. I crashed a toy train before so I wouldn't die. I'm a bad conductor. In that case, Interscare, we're all getting the electric chair. I played with trains when I was little too and crashed many of them.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
That was good.
That was really good.
He reminds me of like Gomez from Addams Family back in the 90s when he has his toy train set and he gets mad and he's just blowing up his trains in the basement.
Oh God. Inner scare goes. Thank you.
Very proud. Okay, Filia, what you got?
I'm back. What do you mean what I got?
What you got? What's your next one?
Question.
Oh, didn't you guys see me that I stepped away from the...
No,
I stepped
we
away?
didn't.
No, we
No.
can't. No, we
We
can't
didn't.
see. We can't see that you stepped away. No.
We didn't see you step away at all.
I made a statement. Be right
Oh,
back. I have to step away.
okay.
I didn't notice it. That's my fault.
I didn't either.
So no, okay, fine. I got one for you.
Oh, geez.
And this may leave me face first in the mud, but do you believe in the paranormal?
I do.
Oh, do you have any paranormal experiences?
I have one. So
Could you tell us?
my father's grandmother, who I considered my mom my whole life, who raised me, she passed away years ago, and she left me with the gift of crochet, and so I crochet. And there was one time I was sitting on my couch crocheting a blanket, and I swear for the life of me, I just so happened to look over and I thought I saw an apparition of my grandmother looking over my shoulder as I was crocheting a blanket, telling me, no, that's the wrong stitch. Try again. I swear to God, I heard it. I swear to God, I heard it plain as day, and I just stopped. And I sat with my eyes open, mouth dropped for 15 minutes. And then I started crying and I said, Memo? And I just started crying my eyes out. And then I pulled out all of my stitches and I said, fine, I'll try again. Please don't scare the shit out of me like that again.
Oh, you went all the way back to the beginning.
And
Oh,
then not all the way back to the beginning, just that row. Good night,
Oh,
inner
okay.
wife. Good night, inner scare wifey.
good night, inner scare
Good
wifey.
night. Or
Someone's
maybe
going to bed.
saying good night.
Yeah, she was saying goodnight to Pimp.
Oh, good night,
Oh,
Pimp
good night,
Demon.
Pimp
Sorry.
Demon.
Good night, Pimp Demon. I'm so sorry. And then my last one was when I was a teenager. Me and my friends used to love visiting. What are they called? It's like those big tube things with water that like it lives in and all that stuff. We
A
went.
sewer?
Yeah, maybe the sewer, something like that. But anyway,
Storm drains?
storm drain, something like that. But it was big, so you could walk into it. I don't know what
Yeah,
it's
the
called.
storm drains.
Drain.
The reservoir. That's what it is. The
Yeah.
reservoir. So we
Oh,
went
all right.
walking down it, and I swear to God, we all swear to it. There was like 4 of us, including myself. As we got deeper, we kept hearing noises, and we were like, maybe it's just water dripping. The further we went into this thing with one flashlight, with all 4 of us, we swore up and down that we could see shadows all over the place, and they would not say anything. And as we got closer, they disappeared. And ever since then, everyone in the neighborhood swears they hear voices coming from that reservoir.
Oh hell
So-
no! I'd bring a shotgun and a pack of salt in there, and I'd freaking cleanse that motherfucker.
Well, a shotgun is not going to do anything to a ghost,
gonna
but
say.
I do believe in the paranormal. There's been other times, where I've walked, into a home or even in my own home, and it's warm, and I just hit a cold spot. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I'm just like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, cool. Don't hurt me. You're more than welcome. Please come sit down. Let's chat, And
Cool.
yeah, so I believe in it. I really do.
I'm just
Cool.
the only reason why I would bring a shotgun is not for the ghosts, because usually from everything I have seen about people going into them things, there are some not very nice people that always like to hang out in them things.
Well, yeah, but a scattergun works really good on rats too.
I wouldn't want to waste a bullet on a rat.
No,
You don't hate
have.
rats like I do then.
I mean, I don't like rats, but I also own a cat. Why use a gun? Just throw the cat at them.
Because I'm not taking my cat down into the storm drain with me. She's a house cat.
Oh, well, then you can
Now,
find a stray.
taking my dog, that might not be a bad. I don't know. No, shotgun for the rats.
I'm the kind of person that rather is either uses regular mouse traps or poison.
If they're in my house, I'll do that. If they're outside, I tend to leave them alone because I'll just let nature take its course.
Yeah, if it's an outside rat, we don't. If it's an outside rat, we don't worry about it.
Outside cat that likes to bring presents home.
Oh, I had one of those, and I got so tired of cleaning up beaks, feet, and livers off of my front porch.
Ew, gross.
Halves of bunnies. We get the back end of bunnies.
I've had gardener snakes left, and yeah.
Snakes, yeah. Giant grasshoppers.
I had a squirrel, believe it or not. He didn't kill it, so I was able to nurse it back to health and let it loose. But I was like, oh my God, no.
What was its name?
The cat?
Squirrel or the cat?
The squirrel.
The squirrel. I didn't name it. I don't like to get attached to outside animals. Otherwise, I would have kept it as a pet, and no.
My grandmother has cats that like to bring stuff on the porch. They don't eat it. They just kill it and drop it on the porch. And it's because humans are too stupid to go hunting for them.
Yeah, well, that's also a cat's way of letting you know you're part of their pack. And they're just like, hey, look at me. I'm trying. I brought you something we can all eat now. And it's like, nah, thank you, but no.
Yeah, I know that's what they're doing.
Did you want that deep fried or did you want it made into a stew?
They want it raw. I'm good.
But
inner scare, sleep. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But one day they brought an animal on the porch that my grandma didn't know what it was. And she asks me what it was. And I look at it. Turns out that cat managed to get a hold of a shrew.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It managed to get a hold of a shrew and brought it on the porch.
They're they fight back.
Yeah. And I was like, that's not a mouse. That's a shrew. She's like, what's a shrew? I'm like, they look like a mouse, but they got a longer nose.
Oh.
And they've got really sharp teeth, just like gophers do.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to tangle with those.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that the cat managed to get a hold of it and brought it onto the porch.
They're wily sometimes. So interscare sleep for you, Phoenix, says, here's one. Do you believe that paranormal entities are entities waiting for the next stage of the afterlife, or do you believe that paranormal entities are on the way to Earth forever?
I believe in both, interscare. I believe if your soul is evil, I'll say this, it may be controversial to some. I don't believe there's a heaven and a hell necessarily. I believe, well, yes, I actually do believe there is a heaven and hell, but I believe what hell is your soul didn't get into heaven. Therefore, you are damned to walk the earth the rest of your life, because here on earth is hell to some of us. So by roaming this earth, feeling lost, that is your torture for the rest of your life, not being able to get into heaven. Now, let me read the second part of this. Do you believe the paranormal entities are always on earth forever? Some entities I do believe have a choice after they die. Have a choice. Hey, do you want to go be in eternal bliss up above the clouds, or would you rather stay on earth? I believe there are spirits that are kind enough that want to roam the earth and help as many people as they can that they couldn't in life. Just like, say, my grandmother, when I got that apparition when I was crocheting. She's here to watch over my shoulder. They almost act like guardian angels. And it's not just for people they love, but for anyone that's in need of help. Those strange like things you see out of the corner of your eye, that strange feeling like someone's watching you or something like that. I believe those are people who are trying to help you, or as I like to say, that gut feeling that you get, or that voice in your head that's telling you to do the right thing. I believe those are those entities walking around on Earth trying to help.
The name of the entities that are that choose to stay back and help humans. The Buddhists have a name for that. They're called Bodhisattva.
Bodhisattva?
Sattva. S-A-T-V-A.
Sattva. Bodhisattva.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Bodhisattva. And it's basically, you get to that stage of enlightenment and it's like, okay, nirvana is yours, but they can choose to stay back and help people on Earth.
And I personally feel like when I'm no longer part of the Earth, I will be one of those entities that will be like, hey, thanks for the shot to go live eternally above the clouds. I don't want to do that. I don't want to watch people below and blah, blah, blah. I would rather stay back because I'm a people pleaser, people helper. I honestly feel like I was put on this earth to help others. And I would want to be one of those stavas that stay back and help people. That's what I would want to do. Yeah. Stava. Yeah.
S-A-T-V-A.
Statva. See, I'm no good at language.
It'll probably be easier if I send you the whole word to see.
Oh, it's okay. Statva. So I would want to be one of those entities that stick around and help people. I want to be the one that scares the crap out of people when I, can apparate myself and be like, yo, don't do that, and just scare someone to death. But
only bad things can come of that. Don't do it. Yeah, like someone's grandma or grandpa would be.
Have you ever seen the movie Ghost? Come on.
Yeah.
That would be
similar,
me.
But
Yeah.
Well, these are people that are so enlightened. I don't know if you're quite enlightened enough yet.
Well, it's something I can work.
These are people. Their choices are like Buddha, Nirvana, or helping people. Because Buddha is just a title; it is not a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Nice.
Interesting. Learn something new every day.
Wendigo, do you have another burning question?
If you could be any fictional horror movie killer, who would it be and why? And who would be your first victim? You can be anyone from any movie, any video game, or any book. Pretty much, if it's a killer in any kind of franchise, you can be it.
If it's a bad guy, not a killer specifically, a bad guy. Any bad guy.
And who would be your first victim?
You are asking a horror fanatic. Oh, I want to be all of them. You all will laugh at me when I say this, but it is my ultimate goal, crush. I am so obsessed. I'm torn actually between two. Queen Akasha or Lestat.
Okay.
Yes. Both. If I didn't have to go the vampire route, then between the bad guy, I'm going to go with the one that terrorized me as a kid. Still sort of scared of him to this day, and that would be Michael Myers. And the first person, and you wanted to know the first person I would kill?
Yes.
Donald Trump.
Dude, don't be saying that on our show. You get us shut down.
Yeah, don't. Just another heads up. Please don't bring anything political onto the channel.
I had to say it.
No, I just don't want us to get shut down for him threatening to kill a former president.
I'm not. God, I'm joking. I'm joking, YouTube. I'm joking, YouTube. Okay, let me rephrase that so we don't get in trouble. How about this? I would take out anyone that causes disturbances amongst or that picks on people that are different skin color, a different religion, a different sex, blah, 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 blah. I would take out people like that because they are the ones that make the world an evil
The hate
place.
mongers.
Yes, an evil place. I'll put it that way. So I will retract my
I-
previous
yes.
statement, and I would take out those kinds of people because this world is already a hot mess. And people like that, we don't need around. We don't need prejudice. We don't need homophobia. We don't need transphobia. We don't need any of that. We all just need to get along, move on with our lives. We just need to pay our taxes and mind our own business. That and make friends. I mean, hello, make friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Create love, not hate. See, that question should have been asked differently. I'm so sorry. Now I feel like a fool for saying that.
No, it's all right.
You're fine. We probably should have clarified it a little bit more because
You may want to rewrite that question, Wendigo.
Yeah.
I should actually, you know what? Let me put something in parentheses next to it. Nothing political.
No, you cannot kill Trudeau. No, you cannot kill the sitting president or former president.
No. I would never. And then too, I don't think I could kill anyone. Okay, Nevermore collection. Or collective. Okay.
That would be Midnight Researcher.
Oh,
What is your least favorite creepypasta?
And why?
And why?
I don't really have a least
Educator.
favorite, but I'll make a blanket statement on that because I can't just dwindle it down to one. Anything that has to deal with murdering or sexually assaulting children, period. That's my blanket statement. That is my least favorite creepypasta. Children just... It's cool to bring them into horror stories where they're like creepy because you know that creep factor of a child where it's like, oh God, you're spooky.
Yeah.
But stories that just blatantly, brutally murder kids, creepypasta and all that stuff. It's like, yeah.
Do we have any like that? I've never heard one like that. It was just...
I've seen a few. I've seen a few, but I'm just like, no, you're just sick. Like, why would you do that?
I think the only one that even comes close to it from the ones I've seen is the Slender Man. Like, that's the only one I can actually think of.
Well, Jeff the Killer kills his younger brother.
No, that's true too.
I don't know. I have a soft spot for kids just because I have a plethora of nieces and nephews, and I've got a lot of friends that have kids. They love me, I love them, and it's just like, oh, they're so innocent, and then we're gonna kill you because you have a demon inside you, blah blah blah. And it's like, no, leave those babies alone.
Yeah.
So that's my...
You're such a softie.
I am. You know, it's just children are children. Yes, they just leave them out of it. When they turn 18, then rethink your strategy.
Let's see.
Oh yes, let's see.
Any other questions?
All right. I haven't even opened the list of questions.
Here's a good one, Phoenix.
And while you're doing that, Wendigo, to the chat, does anyone else have questions? I'd be happy to answer.
Yes, if anyone in chat has a question for Phoenix, please at the Nevermore Collective or one of us hosts. All right, so Phoenix, I got a question for you. What is your favorite conspiracy theory?
Ooh.
Oh boy. My favorite conspiracy theories, period, are those crazy people out there. There's two. conspiracy theory going back when the pandemic happened that the vaccinations were false and there was all this stuff in it and they're gonna microchip you. And I'm like, oh my God, where are you getting this information? And then my other favorite conspiracy theory are the ones, I don't know if you all have heard of this, but are the ones of actors and singers who have died, but they've been replaced by either lookalikes or robots.
I've heard of the second one. I never heard of the first one, actually.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one.
When the vaccination started, they were like, oh, they're microchips. They're microchipping everyone, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, are you joking right now?
You know how bad it hurts to get microchipped?
Right.
It's not just a little puncture in the arm. Those things have to go through a really big syringe.
Yeah.
Interscare. I love this. Interscare goes, birds aren't real.
Oh yeah, no, they're not real at all. Those are just little robots flying above us.
They're now.
Did we lose CCG?
Yes,
we did. She's in the chat.
Okay. She's in the chat, and YouTube. Her internet is causing a lot of problems for
her. Okay.
Yes. But, CCG is still with us. She's in the chat. So CCG, because you're there and you're one of the hosts, dear, please ask questions.
Yes.
Well, I've got a question for you. This is actually a question from my friend that's driving across northern Arizona. Well, no, he's home now. But the one that we said hi to earlier.
Okay.
He asks, what do you think of the Saw movies?
The Saw movies. I am a huge fan of the Saw movies. I love all genres of horror, including gore. I do believe at this point, because I just read that it was confirmed that Saw 6 is coming out next year. So I'm kind of disappointed because I believe they're making it a cash grab at this point. But the Saw movies they were good for what they were, but after a while they lost the plot and it got so twisted and confused, and I'll just leave it at they were decent. They're nightmare inducing. I'll put it that way.
They are.
Not for me. Not for me. I didn't get nightmares, but I was like, this is a little much. Like, okay, man, like you were done dirty. Someone hurt your wife. She had a miscarriage. So you're just going to kill everyone by giving them the choice to live or die. Like, that's a lot of revenge.
It is, but it's a very unique premise. We hadn't had that one before.
We haven't, but at this point, I'm thinking, okay, after Saw, what?
Yeah, there's been a lot of them. And I just saw the new one with, who was it, Chris Rock?
Spiral? No. Oh, yeah. Spiral?
Yeah, Spiral.
Actually, I watched it too, and when it went off, I got to thinking, what was the point in making this movie? There was no point. There was absolutely no point.
I mean, there was a point when the girl started doing the stuff for him. Because she had played the game and won.
I think after Saw 4 or whichever one, when Jigsaw dies, where they're like cutting his head open and all that stuff, and then he dies, and I'm like, that's it. But then you have other people that he left all the bidding to, and then he kills his own wife, and I'm just like, okay, we're done. But because Hollywood is so greedy, they just keep, and as long as people throw money at it, they're going to continue to make it. So.
Well, and he still had designs for different machines.
Which is
couldn't let those go to waste.
I love a good Psycho movie, but that's a little over the top.
Yeah. He was.
It
honestly,
is.
Well,
if they wanted it to where they wanted him to die and then have someone else take over, they should have maybe either stuck with Amanda Young or maybe went with one last movie after the one he passed. Instead of coming with how many after he passed now? Like,
Yeah, I don't.
In my
agree.
opinion, I think they should wrap all of them up by finding the rest of his discoveries and informants, and they all come together in a big head clash. Maybe they all die, or maybe they come to an agreement it'll stop, and then boom, the end of the Saw franchise. Just like with the Scream franchise. Okay, we've had enough.
yeah, they
Yeah,
also
Scream's kind of.
Yeah,
they-
because Scream 6 comes out next year too, and I'm like, oh my
Oh
God.
my lord,
Yeah.
that's
I also have heard rumors of another Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street coming out.
They're trying to reboot that franchise and Friday the 13th for today's generation. But in my opinion, classics
Yeah.
like that don't need to be revived. If you want the new generation to know about it, let them watch the old stuff. Everything
Yeah.
does not need to be CGI'd to death. Go back and watch the classics before CGI. To me, that is more horrific than any CGI I will ever see.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, like Orca. Do you guys
Yeah.
remember the movie Orca?
I think I saw bits and pieces of that. I mean,
It
but growing,
terrified. Well, I'm older than you guys, but it terrified me. It's literally about a male orca who watches his white mate get caught. Someone cuts her open, and then dumps her body back into the ocean. And he follows this boat, pushing his dead mate in the water.
I was
Pushes her
born
up on
in-
the shore.
I was born in 85, so I got the best of both worlds. The 80s,
Okay, it might have come out in the 70s. I'm not sure. what
still,
part
like
it
I
came
grew
out.
up watching because my parents, of course, excuse me, were born in the 60s. So I got the best of both worlds. My dad loved showing us, old, from the black and white films all the way up to the, current ones. And I love them all. And the most frightening to me were the movies in the 80s. I don't know if it was the music, if at the time it was the prosthetics and the robotics that they used, but that stuff freaked me out. And if I were to sit down and watch
Yeah.
a true horror movie, it's got to come from that genre. I don't care. Like now it's like, oh, that's cheesy because I'm so spoiled and saturated with CGI, but CGI it can really make a scary movie just flop. Ooh, Creepy Clown Girl
and
has a
The
question.
movie Orca has no. It was in '77, by the way, and there was no CGI. They used real whales. You could pick a
that breaks my
chapter
heart.
in your life.
That breaks my heart too when they use real animals in movies, just knowing, those animals are in captivity. Yeah.
I mean,
Interscare, I agree with you. The Cube was a great movie. That was a great movie.
Yes, and Hypercube. Oh yeah.
Fan of the movie Rubber. I've never
heard of the movie Rubber.
I've never seen.
never heard of it.
Creepy Clown Girl. Let's see. Question for Phoenix. If you could pick a chapter in your life to put in a book that you were writing, which chapter would it be and why?
You're writing the book of your life. So which chapter would be the selling point?
It would be my childhood. I'm not going to go into it on live. I want to keep the chat vivacious, but my childhood was pretty dark and traumatic. But I would love to be able to put that out because I believe it would help any other small child that's going through the same thing. Luckily, I got fortunate enough where I came out a stronger person and survived. So that would be the chapter on my life that I would write.
Oh,
Cool.
speaking of what Interscare said, where they said cannibal holocaust killed real dogs, Disney. Yeah, anyone remember the Disney movie Snow Buddies?
Oh,
Yeah,
they had one called Snow Dogs.
I think that's what it is. Let's just say a lot of those puppies didn't make it through the filming of that movie. A lot of let's just say Disney didn't know what they were doing.
Disney is a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just say Disney didn't give the dogs a certain shot for a certain disease puppies like to get, or puppies need to get, and a lot of the puppies mainly golden retriever puppies, passed away due to this disease while in the middle of filming. And the official group for animal rights in movies, apparently there is such a thing, Disney took the dogs to them to try to get permission to actually use the dogs for filming. And they told them no, the dogs were too young, and Disney went ahead and done it anyway. And it caused 20 puppies to be killed.
That is absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I just thought I brought that up because Disney is very messed up. Which is why I don't watch hardly any Disney movies. Not to mention, there was another Disney thing that Disney movie Disney did back in the 80s, I want to think. And it was like kind of an animal documentary where they said a certain type of rodent would self-delete themselves off of a cliff. That's not the case. Disney employees... Yep, lemmings. Disney literally threw the poor things off the cliff.
Scare says rubber is about a haunted tire. Good God, that's almost like that horror movie, Christine.
Okay, Interscare. Now I got to look this up.
That sounds rather... I just don't know. I don't know. This is why I'm so fascinated with horror, is because they can make any and everything a horror movie. There could be a horror movie about your computer mouse, for crying out loud. I think the funniest one was like, what was it? The Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
Are you joking?
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Now, there was one that I actually did enjoy, and that was this is old black and white film, The Birds. Loved that movie.
Yes, I remember. Funny enough, they let us watch it in school.
Well, have you ever been to the beach around a bunch of seagulls? Yeah, you'd be afraid of the birds too. Those things are vicious.
Yeah, it was senior year, and our freaking English teacher decided, well, not senior year, I think it was 8th grade. I don't know, somewhere around there. The English teacher comes in. This was almost at the end of the year, and they go, "Hey guys, we're gonna watch a horror movie. Any of y'all ever watched the movie The Birds?" And they freaking put it in. They put it in and let us watch it, and everyone was like, "What the hell is this?"
Watched The Exorcist in school. That was fun.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
That movie doesn't scare me. Any movies about possession doesn't scare me. I'm just like, cool.
Yeah.
Which, going back to the question when you all said, what kind of bad guy will you be? My other choice was the Nun from the Conjuring series. Could totally get down with that. I love Valak. Yeah. Absolutely love it.
Yeah. That's...
Nevermore Collective. What was your favorite ever horror movie?
What was your first ever horror movie?
First ever horror movie. I'm so sorry. Oh God. It started when I was younger. You know what? I was terrorized, but eventually became fascinated. Now I absolutely can't stand it, just simply because I think it's so stupid that it's become a franchise. But my favorite first ever horror movie was two things. Chucky. Of course, I was terrorized of him when I was a kid, but now that I'm grown up, I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And then it was a movie that not a lot of people have heard of, and it's called The People Under the Stairs.
Oh, yeah.
That movie scared the ever-living daylights out of me.
It wasn't so much the movie, it was what they did to the boys.
The boys and the one kid guy, whatever, that came out of the wall that had his tongue chopped out. I was like, ah!
Yeah, he was one of the basement boys.
Oh my God. I don't know why. It just scared the crap out of me. Yeah. And then, of course, it was moving past that. Then it would have to be Freddy Krueger. Was terrorized. Of course, when I was little, I used to pee the bed. But here's a story behind that. My father was an evil, evil man. So whenever me and my brothers would act bad, he would sit us in front of a Freddy Krueger movie and say, if you all don't act good, he's coming to get you. And at one point we started acting really bad. He loaded us up in a car, drove us out, now that I know what it is, to a tobacco barn and said, do you see what's hanging in? Those are bodies of Freddy's children. And we literally thought those were skinned dead children hanging in that barn.
I could see that.
And then when we got home, if we weren't quiet when we went to bed, he used to sneak into our room. He used to go in the kitchen and put knives in between his fingers and cover himself in a blanket. And he would come in and act like Freddy and drag the knives across our blanket, say, I'm going to get you if you don't go to sleep. Scared the daylights out of me as a child.
Wow.
Yeah. My father was an evil man, but he instilled the love of horror in me. Because as I got older and rewatched, I was like, Freddy Krueger is a pedophile. This movie is terrible.
Right.
He deserves to be burned alive. He is awful.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. What's your favorite horror game if you play them at all, Phoenix? The Happy Jammer. Unfortunately, I do not play video games now, but oh yes, hello Happy Jammer. I don't play video games now, but when I was younger, back when I used to partake in the devil's lettuce, perhaps, with my friends in high school, we used to love playing Resident Evil. Those video games scared the daylights out of me, but that was it. That's the last time I played a horror game. I don't have time to play video games now. But thank you for your question. I appreciate it.
Well, guys, it is about that time.
Oh, it is.
Yep. So, Phoenix, thank you for being our guest for the show tonight.
You're welcome.
Yay.
Thank you to everyone in chat. Thank y'all for coming, and thank y'all for asking some really good questions to Phoenix. Filia and CC, thank y'all for being here. It is always a pleasure. And Midnight Researcher, thank you for running the show for us tonight.
I will say this.
Behind the yellow stripe.
If anyone's still in the chat that was talking about collabing, if any of you would like to collab with me, of course you can go over to my channel, PhoenixFire Narrations, or please hit me up on Twitter, DM me, and we will get collabs going. Absolutely.
Cool. Okay, everybody, thank you for being here. This is Grave Matters. This was episode number 60. And PhoenixFire, thank you for stepping in for us.
Yes.
It was fun. And as always, Creepy Clown Girl, love you, lady. Don't know where you went, but I love you.
And a huge thank you to Midnight Researcher, the guy behind the yellow tape. If it weren't for you,
I was getting there. I was getting there. Wendigo, thank you, my dude. And Midnight Researcher, the man behind the yellow stripe. Thank you for your time tonight. And again, this has been Grave Matters. And once you join the collective, you can leave Nevermore. Because this is on the on Nevermore Collective. Y'all can join that collective. Click the subscribe.
And may I say big shout out to As the Raven Dreams. We miss you.
Yes. Big shout out to Raven.
Yeah.
All right.
But we like Seth too.
Yes, of course.
Of course. Obviously.
Anyway.
We can't just leave Raven out.
Gentlemen, if you listen closely, you can hear the graves whisper.
I thought that was the